Good morning. Hi. Happy New Year. Maybe happiest New Year. This is a recording made after maybe 4 hours of sleep because we stayed up last night for New Year's Eve and we had the most amazing experience, and I'll tell you about that. But this recording is called New Instructions for 2021. So what happened last night is that I was very much all evening in stillness, in prayer mode, just feeling so grateful. And it's not that I am not extremely aware of what's going on all over the world. It's that I understood that no matter what is happening, for so many people that is so scary and so sad, great loss, great grief, great fear. But I've been using this time to practice being in my peace no matter what. So I know that many of you have little kids to take care of, and we have a 14-month-old here, our granddaughter. So I know that many of you are concerned about finances, and when the pandemic hit, people could no longer come to the Radiance Center, and so our income pretty much just disappeared. But instead of making this a huge problem, I feel like I was able to say, oh, none of these people who had come and given donations for sessions or 10-day intensives or whatever, none of them are the source. The source is the divine. The source is my soul's connection to the divine. And so I've been practicing allowing income just to show up. And it has. People that I hadn't heard from for years, literally, said, oh, how are you guys creating income? Can we help? And I'm blown away, both by the generosity of all these people, but I'm also in awe that my husband and I were able to align our souls to the flow of the universe. And yes, people we love have died. People we love have moved away. But my instructions, my new instructions, are to continually return ourselves to alignment with knowing that whatever is happening is to lead us back to our truth. So here I am trying to record for you before the light comes out, before the sun rises. because I wanted you to see and remember that even in the dark, right before the dawn, we can learn, we can practice to know that everything is happening for a reason. And that includes loss. And I'm not saying at all that you shouldn't feel grief or fear. I'm just saying that even while you're feeling that grief or that fear, can you look beneath it? Can you know that nothing is happening by accident? That there's nothing, the way I like to say it is, there's nothing that is not God. So my new instructions this year, and I know, as I started to say 5 minutes ago, that all of us have reasons that we're so busy, or we're so responsible, or we're taking care of kids. I know that's true, but I am at the stage in my life, because I'm 73, I'm at the stage in my life where I can have the spaciousness to continually ask myself, why aren't I at peace right now? Why aren't I in love right now? So for me, and I understand that it's different, but for me, my new instructions for 2021 are to stay in prayer every moment, all year, and from now on. That means that when I start to, like last night, there were just, on New Year's Eve, there were just endless calls saying, can you call me? I'm in crisis. And could I do that with outrageous joy? No. And so I realized that I should respond to people, and I do respond to people with their needs and their hurt so many times a day. It seems like all day, every day sometimes. And I'm grateful for that. But last night I realized that, starting yesterday afternoon, I realized that if I answered all those phone calls, I would not be in prayer. And that the very best gift I can give people is to return to my very deepest, most profound peace. And so, when I can call all those people back with that much joy, that much wisdom, how cool is that? But from now on, my criteria for what I do with my life, how I spend my time is, does it take me? Does doing that thing take me to my deepest peace? And I would say that for many of you, you have to change a diaper no matter what, or you need to respond to an upset teenager, or you need to stop listening to the news, or you need to take care of a loved one. and that the house still needs to be cleaned and the dishes need to be done. But my question for you, my instructions for you if you want them, are, can you do that? Can you meet any of those responsibilities and still just know that everything you're doing can lead you to your home base, to your alignment with your soul? Last night, I was in silence, and as our family tradition goes that I told you about last week, my daughter Kat made chocolate fondue, and we dipped bananas and strawberries in it. And we just sat here in front of this bank of windows, and we couldn't see the Maui fireworks. But what we saw all through the evening, just building and building, was more and more personal, business, whatever fireworks. Oh, it was so beautiful. And right before midnight, we'd just been talking about the drought that's been here. And then it became maybe 2 minutes until midnight. And we'd been talking about, wouldn't it be lovely if the drought ended in 2021? So we were scheduled to have strong winds and no rain. But at about 2 minutes till midnight, we went outside, and we're just standing there watching just miles. We have a view of Haleakala, and we have a view of the ocean over there and the ocean over here. And so we're standing outside watching so many fireworks. And then all of a sudden, at just maybe 2 minutes after midnight, it just started to rain. And I took that as communication. I don't know what it means, but rain that we were not expecting. Suddenly, the raindrops, big fat raindrops all over us. And so we got to dance in the rain and watch the fireworks at the same time. And all of us were saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I guess part of the new instructions is to notice, to be aware of answered prayers. So I am not asking you, I'm especially not asking you to feel guilty that you can't stay in your joy all the time. Of course you can't. But that's different from staying in alignment, from staying in the truth that anything that happens is divine. And so instead of telling my soul, God, what to do, what we need, in each moment I'm saying, what is the beauty of this? And if I'm not happy right now, and I'm not saying you should be happy, but if I'm not happy right now, can I just return to knowing that there's a purpose, that love is still in charge? I used to teach my students when something was going on in their life that was really difficult, I'd say, don't you see that there are God's fingerprints all over the crime scene? So here I am seeing those divine fingerprints all over the pandemic, all over our financial fears, all over our ecological concerns. What if we're being awakened? What if we are what would be the word? What if we're learning to focus on the rightness of what's happening, the blessing of what's happening? And do you see behind me that the sun's coming up? Aren't we blessed? So for this year, can you practice knowing? Can you practice returning to alignment with what is? And even if you can't see the blessing yet, it's okay. Know it's there. So I'll be loving you as always. And I will be grateful, even when I don't know why. But I will be living proof for you that the love never stops. Sweet blessings, my love. Aloha.